The number one show in the world. The Bones Show.
Hi, my name's Alex Bones, and I've been sober for 14 minutes and 13 seconds.
Just another day on the front line, forced to apologize.
That's a lie. You've never been sober.
Okay, I had one beer. Is that against the law? One beer before the show. It's like a celebratory beer, you know, just one beer to kick it off.
Maybe I'm a misfit.
Yeah, but sometimes you have 2 and 3.
Okay, but most of the time it's just one. Is it wrong to have one beer a day? I think that's good for you. I think that's doctor recommended. Yeah, you should have one beer a day, maybe 2, and sometimes 3.
I'm a soldier.
Yeah, you got moonshine too. You have like really potent moonshine. You drink that sometimes.
Yeah, that's on Friday. I have that on Friday, not during the week, because you got to function. So I don't have that much. I just have, like today, just one beer. Just one little beer. That's all. I had one.
Maybe I'm a misfit.
And I think it's good for you. It's like a fruit. Yeah, it's got hops. It's like a fruit. All right, go ahead and kick me off with a video tonight, Jimmy.
Put a finger down if you were in Home Depot trying to find the right screw because you had one specific screw you needed to replace and you're just a girl that doesn't know much about screws, and so you were trying to find the right one, and an older man comes up to you and asks if you need help, and you say, oh my gosh, yeah, actually.
Yeah, because I need a screw. You need a screw. A screw I need to be a screw.
Can you tell me if you think these are the right screws to replace this one? And so he starts talking to you and helping you, and you think this is so nice. This older man must see me like as how he would see his daughter, and he thinks this is someone who needs.
No, guys don't look at girls and think of their daughter. No, we look at girls and go, hey, how you doing? You want a screw? I'll find you 3 or 4 screws. Yeah, I'll find you 5.
Help in Home Depot.
I'll even buy you a screw.
And I'm going to help them. Well, then he starts talking to you and tells you that he has lived in this town for 3.5 years now and asks you if you've ever been to this Mexican restaurant. And you say no because you've also lived in this town for about 3 years now. And you haven't.
Hey, he's asking you out.
Found a Mexican restaurant that reminds you of the ones that you went to.
Hey, now you hooked up with him, didn't you?
Growing up. And he says, oh, that's so crazy. I'll take you to the Mexican restaurant. And you say, ha, 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 that's so funny. And then you just kind of ignore it because he's quite a bit older than you. And so you continue to just...
Guys don't see age. I hate to tell you, we think in our head we're 19. So we don't see age. We look at you and go, oh, well, I'm 19 and you're 19 also.
Listen to him yap for a little while and he tells you about a couple other restaurants and you just kind of...
Yeah, but she looks like she's 18.
Ignore him and laugh.
In my head, I'm 19, so I'm 19, she's 18. That maths.
And your dog is there with you, so you feel fine and comfortable, and she's laying down and he compliments your dog.
You brought your dog to Home Depot.
And you think, oh, he's just a nice old man.
Oh, you're one of those.
And then he proceeds to tell you that he was serious about taking you to dinner, and he asks you out on a date.
You have to bring the dog to dinner, too.
And he asks for your phone number, and you think, well, what's the worst could have happened? And so you give him your phone number, and he gives you his phone number, and he texts you a selfie, and he texts you immediately after he leaves the Home Depot, asking if it was the right screw, and telling you that he was serious and wants to take you to dinner. And then you basically have... just astonishing levels of anxiety around it because your fiance.
Well, but don't give them your number then. Don't give weird old guys your phone number. What's wrong with you? Do you not know you give weird old guys a fake phone number? Not your real phone number. You don't understand.
He passed away about 5 months ago and you haven't gone on any dates since because you don't want to.
Oh, well, you're single because your fiance passed away. So that means you're back on the market.
And you thought that maybe you could go to dinner with an old man because it seemed harmless. But then you start panicking and then you start freaking out. And then you tell your friends about it. And all your friends say maybe you should give him a shot and just go to dinner with him. Because what's the worst that could happen? At least you'll just have good conversation and have a nice meal.
Exactly.
And then you start thinking about it more. And then the next day it sends you into a spiral of panic and anxiety and sadness. And you think, oh my God, thank God I have a therapy appointment tomorrow. And then you realize,
oh my God, dude, do not go out with her. I don't care if she is young and hot. Do not not go out with her. Find somebody else.
Realize that there's no way on planet Earth that you can go on a date right now. So you asked
I don't think she stopped to take a breath since the whole time she started talking.
ChatGPT to create a text for you to let this man down easy and tell him that you're sorry you can't go on a date with him because your fiance died 5 months ago and you're waiting.
Well, that means you're open then. You don't have anything to do because you don't have a fiance because he's dead.
Too scared to go on a date right now because you actually still love your fiance because you didn't break
Yeah, but he's dead.
up with him. He just died.
Yeah, he's dead. So he's not coming back.
So then you have to use ChatGPT's text message because they can do a much better job than you can do to let this man down easy. And that's how your Monday is going with ChatGPT breaking up with a man for you.
Oh my God, did she finally stop?
Oh my God, she didn't breathe one breath the whole time. Next.
Oh my God, y'all, I am so close to kicking him out. Okay, let me tell you.
Him better be a dog.
I work full time, right? Full
Right.
time. He doesn't work.
Right, because you work full time. You don't need 2 full-time people that work. You only need 1.
I get home, nothing's been cleaned. What's he been doing all day?
Yeah, because we have a wiener. We don't have a vagina. That's why things haven't been cleaned.
Probably eating, not doing anything. So I clean.
No, I'm playing video games.
While I'm cleaning, he decides to scream at me as loud as he can, like top of his lungs. Whatever. So I prepare all his meals for him. He's never, ever
Oh, you're not that hot, so
cooked for me once.
you should make all of his meals and you should work and you should come home and clean.
But whatever.
If you're hot, you don't have to do that, but you're not very hot.
We do it because we love him, right? I walk in on him with another chick. I'm not kidding.
Not only are you working, you're feeding him, you're cleaning for him, and he's screwing somebody else.
Caught him with
It's a man's world.
another chick. But you know, at the end of the day, I can't really blame him because quite honestly, I'm going to keep him for his looks.
That's the thing. You're going to keep him because he looks good and you don't. So you're going to keep the guy around. So there you go. Good job, guy. Thumbs up. Way to live life.
What if I told you that reincarnation is not some spiritual journey it broke? It's a trap.
It's like the Star Wars guy. What'd he say?
Yeah, he said, it's a trap.
It's a trap.
And most people have no idea. When we die, we are pulled towards a white light. It feels like love, peace, but that's the bait. What actually happened?
How do you know? How the hell do you know what the white light is? Have you been in the white light? Are you dead? No, you look like you're alive. So you make no sense.
Is a full memory wipe, and then we're thrown right back into another lifetime. Another cycle of suffering, struggle, and energy harvesting.
Oh, isn't that nice?
The
That's something to look forward
system
to.
was not designed for our evolution. It was designed to keep us stuck. And the ones running it, they feed off of our energy
It's Sleepy Joe Biden, isn't it? He's the one that takes all of our life.
to make us comply.
I swear it's the Democrats.
Breaking free starts with seeing through the illusion and
Yeah, seeing through the Democrats' BS.
being aware of this. The light isn't salvation. It's a reset button on your prison cell.
I bet that dude is high. And he's talking like that because he's got the devil's lettuce in his lungs. And he's talking like that because that's the way you talk when you do a lot of drugs and you hang out with your buddies. You go, dude, I don't think it's the light is the light. I think it's a reset button for your prison cell. And your buddy goes, whoa, yeah, that makes total sense. And then you go, hey, press record on the phone so we can put this on the TikTok. Oh, yeah, that'd be a really good idea. So that's what that guy's talking about. He's talking about reincarnation, and he's high.
He didn't seem high, though.
Yeah, but I think he was high. Next.
I'm an extraterrestrial having a human experience.
She's an alien! She's an alien!
My name is Ariana. I'm a 7th dimensional Pleiadian starseed from the Alcyonian star system and
No, you're a complete whack job from Brooklyn.
a commander of a starship that's currently orbiting Yes, I know, I've heard it all before.
No, you broke out of Bellevue, and now you're running around telling people you're from the planet Mars.
I am in direct communication with my Pleiadian brother called
Of course you are. He's in your head, isn't he?
Aelion. And it is our conversations that I share with you here. I'm looking for some ideas for our future videos, and I thought I would give you guys the opportunity to tell me what you would like Kaelion to talk about.
I would like you to go back to your cell and throw yourself up against the padded walls repeatedly until you stop talking like this.
Love to hear from you. So stick your suggestions in the comments.
Go back to the funny farm.
Wait to read them.
You just go right back in and you walk back in the front door and they go, hey, you're back. Come follow me.
Sending you all so much love.
Next.
He signed an executive order overhauling the entire voting system of America.
Who's he is?
Just about to nap anyways. Okay, so you need to show proof of citizenship while trying to vote.
Do you have a problem with that, Jimmy?
I have a problem with that. That means you got to show an ID when you vote. That makes sense.
And that alone can actually hurt some voters because
Oh, no, it cannot.
there are
Because that means illegals can't vote.
a lot of people who don't just have ready to show documents
Then they should be deported.
to prove that they're a American citizen. But the biggest part of this is changing that states will be penalized if they don't stop counting votes after election day. So meaning mail-in ballots, this is a huge
Well, then they need to get them in quicker and count them faster.
slice against them.
Oh my God, you have to figure out who won the night of the election. Everybody's staying up and watching TV, waiting for them to say the President Trump won again. It can't go on for days and days and days. They got to figure it out. They got to get it figured out that night.
Now, all of those mail-in ballots that come in overnight or come in the next day, those could not be counted under this executive order. And this can also affect the
Yeah, you can't go, the President Trump won, and then 3 days later, oh, stop, I'm sorry. The President Trump didn't win. The drunk Kamala won because we found 38,000 more votes. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense to even the wacky girl we just had on. It wouldn't even make sense to her. And she's an ET.
polling stations that closed, but there's still a ton of people standing in
Are you sure she was an alien?
those poll lines.
She said she was an
There's
alien.
definitely a stipulation here. If the next 24-hour cycle of the day starts and people are at the voting lines, it's unclear if those would be counted.
You don't have to show ID to vote, which is BS, and then votes can be counted for months and months and months at a time. What are you talking about, you wackadoo? Next.
Good evening, everybody. Lots of news happening today, but I think the biggest news of the day is what just happened in Pennsylvania. Now, there was a special election in Pennsylvania today.
Yeah, see, the election's still going on. They're still getting ballots. 8 months after the... How many months is it now, Jimmy?
I don't know. It's like 3, 4, 5 months, something like that.
Yeah, so they're still getting ballots. That makes sense.
For a state House seat and one election for a state Senate seat. The Democrat won the state House seat.
That's fake news.
And that was kind of expected. It was held previously by a Democrat. But the most exciting race was the state Senate seat. Democrat James Malone, who is currently the mayor of East Petersburg, won the Senate seat in a district that is very heavily red.
Yeah, fake news.
How red is it, you might ask? Well, it has a 23-point Republican voter registration advantage, and that district was won by Trump in 2024 by 15 points. Democrat James Malone just won the Senate seat to represent that district by less than a percentage point.
And so you got to go back and recount.
Now, I've been talking up the Florida special elections like,
You just said they got to figure it out that day. Now you say they got to go back and recount.
Oh, if it's that close, you got to recount. I don't know. Don't ask me. This is why you don't put me in charge of voting.
crazy. And I have said from the very beginning that those are very heavily red, heavily gerrymandered
No, you've been saying that for, I don't even know who you are.
districts. But if the Pennsylvania special election has taught us anything tonight, is that when Democrats turn out, we win elections.
No, you don't even come close to winning elections. Next.
I went down that KFC rabbit hole, and let me tell you this. If this video don't stop you from stuffing your face with their finger-licking chicken,
Fried chicken.
When is the last time you went to Kentucky Fried Chicken?
It's been a while because I have Chick-fil-A now and the Bojangles. I don't need to go to KFC, but I don't remember the last time I remember they had good food. I don't go. I don't know why.
Nothing will. So y'all remember KFC's full name was Kentucky Fried Chicken?
It was always Kentucky Fried Chicken. But they wanted to get rid of the fried part, so they took it to KFC.
But they changed it in 1991. Now the question is, why did they change it?
Because they wanted to get rid of the fried, because fried was such a bad thing. And people were worried that they're getting fat, and they wanted to take the fried out of the name, and they thought that would help.
Well, let's just say this. When you look it up on Google, they're not trying to tell you the right thing, but I remember. And shout out to one of these creators for refreshing my memory. So in 1991, Kentucky Fried Chicken had to change its name to KFC because they weren't selling chicken. You heard me, right? And if you look it up on Google.
They weren't selling chicken. Okay.
Google will say they changed their name because they didn't want people hanging on the word fried. But that's bull.
No, that's 100% not bullshit.
Let's say allegedly, because we know how TikTok gets. So again, they had to change that name because they wasn't able to call it Kentucky Fried Chicken because they wasn't selling chicken. So now, when you look at that and you ask yourself, what were they selling?
They were selling chicken.
Oh, really? What were they selling?
Chicken.
If they wasn't selling chicken. Now, you see the video about KFC that I dropped yesterday. Guy is walking in gravy. Guy dips another guy in gravy, and this guy turns into chicken.
If you haven't seen that commercial online where Kentucky Fried Chicken fries up a guy and fries him up as a chicken nugget, it is kind of weird. I don't think KFC made that commercial. I think some wackadoo in his parents' basement made that commercial, so I don't think you can really bring that up.
Yeah, you heard me. Chicken. And again,
no, they weren't serving people.
You have to ask yourself, what the hell does dipping a person in gravy have to do with fried chicken?
If Kentucky Fried Chicken in the 90s was cooking people, they were really good people. Let me tell you what, there are 11 herbs and spices on a people that was really good.
They're telling you something without telling you something. What are they really?
They weren't serving people, you wackadoo.
You believe every conspiracy theory known to man. You don't think we went to the moon. You don't believe the Titanic sunk. You don't believe in dinosaurs. You don't believe in anything, but this you believe?
I do not believe KFC was serving the people. I think KFC was serving the chickens.
I'm not saying anything. All I'm doing is just pointing you in the right direction.
Okay, I'm not, I could go down that rabbit hole and say, yeah, maybe sometimes they serve a person, but I'm not going down that rabbit hole because it's a waste of my time because I don't believe anybody. Wait, hold on. Jack in the Box. Now, I've had some bad fast food that could have been people, but I don't think it was KFC.
What did that have to do with fried chicken?
I don't know, but I'm not going down there. You can't get me to go down that rabbit hole.
I guarantee when this show is over, he's going down the people rabbit hole, and he's going to go look and see if people were served up by other people with 7 herbs and spices.
No, I'm not. That's a waste of time. I can't do it. Next.
I just got back from a date with a woman that asked me literally 0 questions.
Oh, God, that's a perfect woman.
The entirety of the
date. You should have married her. You went out on a date with a girl that didn't ask any questions? That's a perfect date. She just sat there and didn't say anything? Oh, you got to marry that one.
We were together for about 4 hours. Now, granted, the first hour and a half, whoa, I have to cut that out because we were at a show and nobody was talking.
Yeah, you're at a concert. Shut up.
But the rest of the time, no question. No, I'm being very careful of saying that she didn't ask any questions. She didn't ask me any questions about myself. Not only that, but just no questions.
What? You know why? Hey, buddy. You know why she didn't ask you? Because she doesn't like you. Yeah, she was counting down the minutes to where she could leave your wacky looking ass and not ask you any questions because she doesn't care. And, some people don't like to waste their breath. Just to waste their breath. They don't like to do that. Like me, if I don't want to talk, I ain't going to talk.
There's never been a time when you don't talk. You talk all the time. You talk to yourself. I mean, look, this whole show is you talking to yourself.
Shut up, Jimmy.
At all. It was insane. I didn't even know it was possible. At a certain point, I was just like fascinated by this. And we went.
Well, there's no fascination to be had. She just didn't like you because you're strange looking.
And to get
you look like an alien.
Food.
You look like a gray.
After the show, and just
your hair's wacky. Your haircut is not good.
If at some points it felt like I was on I was like third wheeling a date with her and herself, because she would like have conversations with herself, do bits with herself.
Yeah, she kind of like Boss, where she just talks to herself and has bits with himself.
Shut up, Jimmy.
Like the only time I talked was to like interject little tidbits about my life. I should just be like, yeah, great. And then go on.
Yeah, and I'm a 14th level black belt. Yeah, that's great.
And keep talking about her.
Yeah, you don't need to talk about yourself. She doesn't care. She doesn't like you.
Herself. And things that she...
You're strange looking. Do you not own a mirror? You should go look in the mirror and see what she saw. And then would you talk to that? No, you wouldn't. Because you're strange looking.
Does. And then doing bits.
You look like a pedophile. You look like when you move to a neighborhood, you got to go introduce yourself to all the neighbors.
It was crazy.
And when the neighbor goes to the door and he opens up the door and he looks at it, he goes, oh, yeah, you're a pederast. That's why you're here telling me about yourself.
Like, there was a point where I was just like, I stopped talking completely just to be like, how long will this go for?
And you had to take the long way around schools because you couldn't get within 500 feet of a school.
And I swear to God, it was like 15 minutes.
And you went, oh, God, is this a daycare? I can't go near it.
Great of her talking and doing bits with herself, having a conversation.
She sounds like a good time. She talks to herself and does bits with herself. I think I should date her.
And with herself. And the only reason that streak got broken is because I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I have to go to the bathroom. And she was like, oh, okay, yeah, see ya.
And she took off.
And then I went to the bathroom and came back more of the same.
Oh, she was still there? I would have lost money on that one.
I just don't know how people do that. Like, how do you do? It was fascinating.
Because you are not interested in anything they have to say, because that is the last time in your life you're ever going to see them, because you think they look like a pederast and you're never going to be near them again. So why would you care to ask them a question? It's a waste of breath. You're a weird looking dude.
Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave.